Page 34, Eager Beaver Boogie. In this unit, we're studying, I guess, boogie woogies. I like boogie woogies. They're fun. They call them boogies. I call them boogie woogies. They have certain patterns in them, and the chords they use in them are mostly the 1, 4, and the 5. Well, 1, 4, and 5, 7, but I don't think we've had a 5, 7 yet, so we'll just say 1, 4, and 5, the primary chords. They're used the most. Look it over. It's 3 lines long, treble, bass, clef. No flats or sharps in the key signature. This is in the key of C major, so go ahead and do the scale on arpeggio for C major and A minor. 4/4 time signature. Boogie woogies are, for the most part, in 4/4 time. Don't have to be, I guess, but usually they are. One hand at a time. Let's make sure I got a fingering that works okay, and this rhythm can get a little tricky on boogie woogies. The right hand, you're starting here. It's 1 and 2 and that G is tied. You just hold on to it. You can take out the tie temporarily if you need to. 1 and 2. That's what it is. But then just put the tie in. Hang on to it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 3 and 4 and 1. Come up with the 4th finger. And then during the rest, on measure 5, during the rest, come up. And for measure 6, the little note, I'll do that later. Right now, just play the 8th notes. And then going on measure 7, 1 and then reach up, reach down. So measure 8 is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. During the rest, come down for measure 9. 1 and 2 and 3 and come out with 3. Reach up. 1. Come under. And then the end of it is okay. A little tricky on the rhythm. You're moving around a little bit. Left hand. This is a very common pattern in boogie woogies. In the left hand, you got. You get. There's other patterns, but this is a very common one. And I use a 5/2 on the low end. Thumb doesn't have to do it all. No, so I do. And you can do a 5/2 on that one too if you want. Or a 2 on a 5 if you want. I don't care how you finger it. But then to measure 2, it's easier if you can use 4th finger on the C, because I got to come down for the A. So it's here instead of here. Here you do a 4/1. So I can come down. So the first measure is a 2 here. And then go ahead and come down to a 4/1 here. Thumb does both, and this is here. So it's a now come up. Not a lot of hope here of it. Then come up if you'd like, if you want to connect them. Do that on the first one for the third measure, and then come up. That works, because that's rather awkward. So I think it would be better to go ahead and use a 2/1 on measure 3 to start. Here, and then come up. And then 2/1. 7, just come up. 5/2, same thing. And then come down. And then measure 11. And measure 12, I use a 2 on the E flat. And then the 1 on the F. And then 2, 3 for the next measure, the quarter note. And come down. So the last 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Yeah, and that's the reason for this, so you can prepare for that. You have a rest. You don't really have to prepare for it if you don't want to. You can come out. I could do that, 3, and then just come down a little bit. So the last 2 measures would be that. Thumb here, and then 3, 2, and then that. That works too. So then I put the hands together and let's see And I'll hesitate, but that's okay. Keep it slow. Third measure, we're here. The first one's here. Let's talk about that. The left hand's playing quarter notes. It's on the beat. And you can see how the notes and the stabs line up. So you can see that it's in between two quarter notes. That. And that comes before the next quarter note. So you can see. So I go through and I put the hands together. And then I'll go back over it slowly and just measure two at a time. I'll get rid of the hesitations. So those quarter note beats are the constant throughout the whole piece. And once I can do that, I'll add the articulation and that little grace note in measure 6. And for the most part, you just play this. You can't connect them. That's fine. You don't need to. And yeah, slurs in the right hand. But measure 6, that little note, it's a quick little note. It's not rhythmic, it's a quick little note. And they have to have the natural sign in front of the G, the 8th note, the second 8th note, because you just had a sharp in front of that little G, and that counts. That sharp would be good for the rest of the measure. So this is here. And there's different ways of interpreting grace notes. Do it the way your teacher tells you to do it. Most people in boogie woogies would play them before the beat, so it's hands together. I don't. I play them on the beat. I prefer them on the beat, so I play those together. There. You do it however your teacher tells you to do it. So another way of doing it, especially if it's fast, is to play the two notes, the grace note and the A, play them at the same time and release the grace note. So, called chunking it. And real fast pieces sometimes, that's the way we have to interpret them. There. But here you can do that, just a real quick note. So once I have the articulation in, I'll add the dynamics, and that applies to the melody, which is the right hand. We have this moderately loud. Now you're starting out moderately soft, and then they tell you to come up a little bit. Yeah, you have to be careful because when you come up, the right hand takes over, and then the left hand's got to get back. So the first one is louder and then softer because the right hand takes over. Then in the last line, you're going up to loud. Accent on measure 10. Just play a little louder. And then loud, so it's here. This it's kind of loud in here. And the last note is an accent staccato. Just come off of it. Don't pound on it. Let the wrist collapse a little bit and come up. Boom. And then the speed. Well, Marato's in the middle, and they want you to swing the rhythm. Now, a lot of times the boogie woogies, I don't swing the rhythm. It's not like a jazz piece or a blues piece or something. But they want you to swing it, and that's fine. You can swing them. It's more like a swing piece than a boogie woogie then. But it's just the 8th notes. Instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and, you think 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you're counting that way. You feel it. There's no notation for it. It's not really a triplet rhythm, but that's the closest they can come. You just feel it. Like so, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, all the way through. Something like that. You know, you gotta feel it, get into it, get the groove, whatever that is, and feel it.